Friends, family, fans, we are back with another episode of Back Nine Bets, baby, episode 142. The Dirty Dozen. Almost forgot the title of the episode right off the bat there. Also just realized that I don't have the banner, so give me 2 seconds, Joe. We're going to get this, put this in here so we can have the running thing at the bottom. As you can tell, we are running slightly behind schedule. It's month end for your boy, so this is when things get busy for me. I hate this time of the month. It sucks because I'm busy doing accounting work and I don't like doing that. So you guys need to sign up to the Model Maniac Patreon so that we can quit that job and do this full time and give you even more of my time. So Dirty Dozen, the Dirty Dozen is going to be the title. Alrighty, there we go. And then we're going to go with, that. All right. Save. Pound it through. There we go. All right. Officially starting the show. Cheers to you guys wherever you may be. We're sipping on some red Moscato tonight in honor of the Canadian Open. Rocking the President's Cup hat from Montreal, which shout out to Pat Mayo on getting me out there. That was a fun freaking time. Those of you that live in the Toronto area or are a fan of Mayo Media and the squad, they are doing the live Cuss Corner at the Rec Room on Saturday, I think. I don't know the day. I think it's a Saturday. But go check them out if you're in the mood. There's still tickets available, I believe. So Jeff, Cam, Kenny, Cust, Pizzola, Garion, I think they're all going to be there. Pat, obviously, as well. All the producers are going to be there. We are going to rock and roll. Let's have ourselves a time. What's up, Anthony? Anthony, by the way, geez, we've got just a massive comment all of a sudden. StreamYard just keeps changing things on me. Chad Candles. Maybe I can I do one of these things? There we go. We're going to get this rolling on the right-hand side here. See what's happening? What's up, Side C? Greg Tonzini. Fire me up. Love you, lads. Yes. Love you too, dude. Let's freaking go. Let's spread the love. It's Pride Month. Let's love everybody. Let's have a great freaking June. All right? I'm going to break par this month, by the way. I'm telling you now. Credit Model Maniac, debit my bank account. Some DFS showdown, baby. Let's go. Looking clean, Byron. Finesse. Oh, coming from the finesse guard, I'm going to take that to heart. What's up, commentator? Look how nice your guys' logos look. So you guys better have your logo game rocking and rolling pretty hard here because it's popping up hard and heavy for us over here. So let's have a banger. We've got a Dirty Dozen bets. We've got a water into wine first round leader. It's gonna change the entire season for us. It's gonna get us back into the green. We're probably down like 50 units right now, so it's gonna get us back in the green by like 50. It's a 100-unit play. The water into wine first round leader play. For those of you that have been on the show, paying attention to our first round leader market, we typically go to this guy. So going all in on Nick Taylor this week, Rambo. Well, I don't know if I will be or not. We shall see. The model doesn't fancy him that much. Let's get into it. I will be sharing my screen with you all. Let's also go ahead and show you what's going on here. So in the Model Maniac Patreon, you can find yourselves. Why do I have this always remove? How do I get? Why is this doing this? There we go. We're just going to have to do it like this. I don't like that, but that's just how it's going to have to be. Where's my background gone? What has happened here with StreamYard? I don't know. Anyway, that's not, we're in a black hole. We're coming to you from a black hole this week. So it is what it is. Brad saying, hey, Byron, heard you and Kenny talking about pot on Monday and ending in Wyndham. Yes. Thank you, Brad. We have established that me and Kenny were both horribly incorrect about that. So the Mayo one and done does not end at the Wyndham. It ends at the FedEx St. Jude, the second playoff event prior to the Tour Championships. So thank you, Brad, for tuning in to the Fantasy Golf Degenerate Show on Mayo Media Network. Let's have ourselves a good show here. We've got the model fired up. We've got our upside rankings. We got our downside, our safety rankings. We've got the winning dollars for each different market. We've got finishing position rates. We've got DFS points gained on the field. We've got weighted strokes gained. We've got course difficulty metrics. We've got off the team metrics. We've got approach game sensations over here on the right-hand side. We've got different types of bent grass putting surfaces and difficult putting greens, bloody blah. We've got bogey and birdie rates. We've got par 5 scoring. We've got round-by-round stuff. Geez, we have got it all, in case you weren't wondering. We've got a little course history cheat sheet for you. That's not necessarily the course history. It's an event history. Let's change that to event so we're not misleading people. Granted, this is a copy of the Model Maniac tool that you can find. You can make your own copy just like this. We've got the recent form, and then we've got our fortune cookie filter that's going to be using everything that we want for this week. We want guys that have good weighted strokes gained approach, good strokes gained from 150 to 200, strokes gained out the rough from 150 and out. We want putting on long golf courses, difficult long golf courses for 36 last rounds. We want specific strokes gained off the tee for courses longer than 7,400 yards. We've got par 5 scoring in here. We've got top 10s and top 20s at this course. Obviously, we don't have that, so that's blank. We've got top 10s and top 20s in 2025, which is important. We want good form. And then we've got hard, hell, difficulty. In fact, I've changed that to hard and medium difficulty because I don't think this course is going to play that difficult this week. So as a result, we've got all of this shit for you, and that's not all. We have got round-by-round strokes gain statistics over here for you guys if you're in the mood for that. Let's get this hidden over here for a second while I'm mixing around in here. You can find courses, you can find events, you can do it by year, you can do it by majors, signature events, regular events, all of that stuff for each different dude. You can go round by round, you can see all their different situations for showdown. How has Matt Fitzpatrick done when leading? These are all his stats for you. How's he been doing when he's leading in a major? We've obviously just got the US Open where he gained 4 strokes in the final round. Congratulations to Matt Fitzpatrick over there. We have got it all, and it's wonderful. Here's the betting profiles for everybody. By the way, if we're clicking on Scottie Scheffler since he became a PGA Tour professional, let's just chat about this man for a second. Take a look at this situation. It's been goatish. It is goatish. It is the GOAT of our era. Tiger is the GOAT, obviously, of it's Jack Tiger, Scottie Scheffler right now, friends. He's on a trajectory like none other. And he is going to be the GOAT of our era. So since 2022, if you've been betting Scottie Scheffler for a top 5, this is what your track record would look like. You would have returned yourself betting to win $100, $1,500 in the top 5 market. That's a fantastic return. His win market would have been only $533 returned, which is still the best there is on the PGA Tour since he became world number 1 in 2020. So let's just do win, see who's at the top, and there he is. That's got Pablo Larrazabal in there from the DP World Tour, who's a perennial winner out there. So Scottie Scheffler just winning like a boss. He is going to be just absurdly priced. However, his odds have yet to be less than 225, plus 225. We might start seeing Scottie Scheffler priced in the 100s soon. But so Andy Lack mentioning that we need this guy to be priced at plus money, plus 100 only. I don't know, because to have returned only $500, that's 5 wins worth of return in a 3.5-year stretch. I think you could say he's quite fairly priced, especially if he loses. He doesn't win like 5 tournaments or 6 tournaments in a row. You are losing a lot of money. You're losing over $100 quite quickly. So if you make him plus 100 and he loses 5 tournaments in a row, that's just not even a fair price. Now, does he feel like he's going to lose 5 tournaments in a row right now? No, but you never know. Anything can happen. So that's where we're going to be going this week. We're using all these tools. I've also added a new column to the DFS portion of the tool over here, which I believe hasn't been updated, which is a terrible shame. I will do that after the show here because I have dollars per point earned. So basically this column right over here, points gained per DK price, is basically showing us, okay, who's giving us the best value out there. But without further ado, let's freaking get to it here. As always, the show's brought to you by ProfitX, by the way. Use code FGDegenerates to get yourself 1.5% off at Play ProfitX. We'll be looking at some of the markets there. for tomorrow when they drop their over-unders, we are looking at the unders predominantly. I believe we're going to go under par a lot. It's a par 70. It's a long par 70, but TPC Craig Ranchi, a little more difficult rough. I think we can get some low scores in the early parts of the tournament. Let's just start off right away. Yes, gee whiz. Monstrous net. I have no idea what's happened to the settings. I log back into the same exact situation I've always done here, and now we've got a giant Mackenzie Hughes at 45-1. So let's zoom in a smidgen over here. Let's find Mackenzie Hughes. Let's clear this out. Let's get Mackenzie Hughes on the screen because he's our first outright of 12. This is the Dirty Dozen, by the way, people. Uncle Rico by 4. You're welcome. Oh, Mike with the big call off the top rope. What's up? Wheels up. Yes, we are not playing anybody commentating. No, I'm joking. We'll get that figured out. That'll be popping in the Discord after this evening. It's been a long week for me, so don't you worry. Yeah, someone must have hacked my StreamYard. I don't know what the heck's going on. We're all over the place. There's gremlins, there's hackers, there's everything. Rombo, we will get to Sam Burns. I can't say I'm that thrilled about him, given his price point, etc., etc. But we're talking about Mackenzie Hughes this week. 45-1. Mackenzie Hughes is starting to find a slight groove before I decided to jump on him. So we saw that he did some good work at the RBC Heritage, where he finished 3rd, and at the Houston Open, which, by the way, is one of the comp courses we will be using this week. So obviously we've got 0 course history over here. So let's get that hidden for ourselves. And then we're going to go to Memorial Park Golf Course, which is where they play the Houston Open. That is going to be a very similar long driver intensive venue with long irons into the greens with medium scoring difficulty. I think that's how it's going to play this week. TPC Craig Ranch, obviously not going to play as easy, but very similar layout. It's a long golf course, long irons into the greens. If it plays a little more difficult, we can kind of expect it to be like Quail. I think Quail Hollow would be a solid comp from a difficulty perspective. Long drives, semi-penal, rough, and you are looking for long irons into the greens. Torrey Pines North Golf Course. We are not looking for that. Let's get this one rocking and rolling. Torrey Pines North is going to be another course that we are looking to kind of get our hands on in that department. So there's Torrey Pines North for you, and we are leaving it at that. I believe the rest of this is Torrey Pines South, which I don't think is going to play as difficult as that. So that's the comps for us. If we want to take a look at who leads the comps, I know this is a complete tangent, but Thomas Dietrich, Justin Rose, Kevin Yu, Chris Gotterup, Norin, Ricky Castillo, Sam Burns, Alejandro Toasty. Little Easter egg there for you guys, if you're in the mood for one of those. Doug Gim and Ludwig Oberg rounding out the top 10, I believe. But back to the model, back to Mackenzie Hughes. We've kind of lost the plot here in the last little while, so let's go take a quick peek at what Mackenzie Hughes actually got wrong with his game the last little while. He started finding some groove with the off-the-tee stuff here, because as you can see, the off-the-tee has been typically quite poor for him, never really a gainer. And then at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, he gained 0.2 strokes per round. Then he gained 0.2 at the Valspar, gained 0.83 at the Texas Children's. That's 3.5 strokes basically. And then we gained over a stroke at the RBC Heritage. And then I tweeted about it and I killed him. So we haven't really gained much better than the PGA Championship. He gained quite nicely off the tee there, but apparently lost entirely with the putter. Completely lost the plot. So that's okay. It is what it is. If we take a look at the Canadian Open, how Mackenzie Hughes has fared in those. He finished 7th at the one last year. So he's taking this personally. He's prideful. I think he's going to do a good job. I think, you know, the short game that he possesses can absolutely spike at a course like this in Canada. And if the driver finds itself back to form, like we saw at the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow, a driver-intensive venue, the rest of his game is just going to fall into place at 45-1. So that's where I'm going in the first play of the day of 12. We got to get moving here because I can't keep waffling about everybody. Gary Woodland is up next. Let's pull up Gary Woodland. I've still got a cough from like 5 weeks ago. It just doesn't ever go away. This is what happened after the COVID times. I have a lingering cough. And when I speak consistently and perennially for 15 minutes to you wonderful people listening, gets flared up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And there's also nothing worse than having a cough and you're trying to put your 6-month-old down, and then you cough, and then you wake her up after having put her to bed for like 45 to an hour. It's the worst. Absolutely the worst. But here's Gary Woodland, who finished 11th at the Charles Schwab the last time he played, so that's some solid form over there. If we take a look at what he got up to at the Texas Children's Houston Open, another kind of comp course, driver, long hole, blah-de-blah. We've already spoken about this. There's Gary Woodland. We finished second. So I think Gary has got what it takes to take it home for us this week. Let's pull up Gary Woodland's profile. I think he's an absolute smash play in DFS as well. I think at $7,700, below 10%, we are looking Gucci. Now, the model doesn't necessarily like him that much, given the fact that he's way overvalued by the DK pricing market, but the model and I don't have to agree every single time. So I think I like Gary Woodland's situation here. If we're taking a look at the hard and hellish conditions, aren't going to help him out. But this is for the last 12 months. He's done a bit better in medium course conditions. And medium is when the scoring average is between half a stroke under par and a full stroke under par. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. He's got the 14th most distance in the field. He gains the 20th most strokes off the tee on courses that are longer than 7,400 yards. That's where we like Gary Woodland. His weighted strokes gained for this specific course is 27th in the field, because as you see here, from 150 to 200, he's 26th in the field in strokes gained. And then when you go into 200 plus, he's 55th. But if you're looking out of the rough, I'd imagine it's better for him. 21st in the field for the rough proximities or strokes gained from 150 and out. So we should be seeing that. He's a strong dude, should be able to get it done for us over there. If we're taking a look at the par 5 scoring, not the greatest. But again, it's a different type of course this week. We can expect him to do some work for us. 60-61 isn't a terrible number. Taylor Moore is up next. He's our third name on the board for us. If we're taking a look at our overall theme for our golfers this week, it's going to be guys that have the nukes off the tee. So Taylor Moore, if you're looking for more distance, he has got it for you, 36th in the field in that department. If we're taking a look at long iron play, his green regulation rates are 41st in the field. Not the greatest when it comes to strokes gained, but that is what it is. If we're taking a look at strokes gained out the rough, it's also a little rough. But I think the distance off the tee he possesses and the par 5 scoring is third in the field. He's a great par 5 scorer. And they've taken 2 par 5s at this course and turned them into par 4s. So those of you that think it's not a very par 5 intense venue are slightly incorrect. You know, if we pull up the research channel here in the Model Maniac Patreon, I pulled up expected proximities for ourselves. And as you can see here, we have just got a slew of shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shots from 181 and out. We got 8 from 200 plus. So it's really, really incredible what's going on this golf course. And our overall proximity situation, we've got about 58% of shots coming from 175 to 250 and out. So it's a long-ass golf course. So that's what you're going to be finding over here. They've turned this course into a complete beast. There's probably this was a par 5 right here. We might have even had 3 consecutive par 5s to end the 9. Because those are the 2 that are, or maybe the 9th hole was a par 5. But either way, we have got lanky assholes out here, people. Taylor Moore is a great par 5 scorer, as I've shown you so far. So we'll get that out of the way. Par 5 scoring is great stuff for Taylor Moore. If we take a look at his recent track record, finished 19th at the PGA Championship, which happened at Quail Hollow. So I kind of fancy that in a big way. We'll see what we can get up to with Taylor Moore going on over there. We have got Taylor Moore's putter can spike. I think these are all spike putters. You know, I think it's absolutely true. Mackenzie Hughes, Taylor Moore, not so much Gary Woodland. He's going to have to ball strike this place to death. What's up, JD? Taylor Moore only likes to play in red states. Hey, Canada's like more than half the flag of Canada is red. So we'll just go with that and pretend like it's a red state for ourselves. And it's not, you know, it is what it is. We're going to hope it gets together, see what he can do. Quail Hollow, 19th place finish. I fancy that for us. Moving on to our next guy. This is number 4, and it's Matthias Schmidt. Matty Schmidt. He is in some good form right now. If we take a look at the guy, we finished second to Ben Griffin, one of the best golfers on the PGA Tour right now. And I'm not even joking. He is very good at golf right now, is Ben Griffin. But Matteo Schmidt hasn't quite done it in the Canadian Opens yet. That's okay. Second at the Charles Schwab, ninth at Corrales, and he's missed cuts in pretty much every other department. We'll take a gamble on he's got some good distance off the tee. If we're taking a look at that, where the heck is the distance on the model? Yeah, he's 18th in the field in distance. His green regulation rates, his proximity numbers, all very, very good, weighted-wise, so it's specifically tailored for this golf course. The strokes gain, not so much, so we're going to have to lean on the other stuff to get it done for us this week. But where does he get most of his stuff done? Horrible wedge player, as you can see here. Very, very bad. He's outside the top 100 in pretty much every area, but then you get to 150 to 200, he's pretty much inside the top 20 for most of those stats. And then out the rough, he's 13th in the field in strokes gained out the rough from 150 and out. So that power really coming through for us over there. So 80 to 1, Matteo Schmidt. Let's see what he can do for us. How's the par 5 scoring look? It's 20th in the field. So that's good to see. Some good form, some splotchy form, but we've seen what that putter can do. When it gets hot, it can get hot. Great driver, great putter, good out the long rough. Checks a couple boxes for us. How many 8 fortune cookie filter boxes that he checks? Remember, Rory checked 20. So we'll see at the end of the show, we can kind of filter on the fortune cookie filter there to see who checks the most boxes that might be sneaking under the radar on the model. Next up, Home Alone, Max Homa. We're going to figure out if this guy does his thing, and not necessarily the model going to show us the greatest form for Max Homa over here. Obviously, checks one box, not the greatest. Finished 12th at the Masters, 30th at the Wells Fargo, which happened at the Truist. 60th at the PGA Championship after almost trying to get in the mix there. So we're going to pull up Homa. And the tournament by tournament stuff isn't going to show you the good stuff. It's going to be quite poor, actually. You know, you're seeing massive amounts of strokes lost over here. But what I am interested in for Max Homa is the fact that he has had a couple spike rounds in each tournament so far. So at the Memorial, he opened up with a 6 strokes gain on the field with a 68 at Jack's place. That's 4 under par, and he was balling it out there. He ball struck it fantastically, 3.5 strokes gained, and then he gave it back immediately the next day. Exactly the same amount of strokes given back that day after. Went to the US Open qualifying yesterday on Monday and lost in the playoff to Cameron Young to make it into the US Open. So Max isn't in the US Open. I don't know if the US Open allows the winner of the RBC Canadian in. Most likely does. Maybe, maybe not. But I'd be shocked if it didn't. He's going to have to win this thing to get into the US Open and try avoid missing his first major in, I think, since 2019 or 17 or something like that. But what I'm showing you guys is we've seen 2 very good spike rounds from Max Homa. So it's not like his game is completely lost, and a lot of it has come with the ball striking. He's absolutely ball struck the shit out of it 2 times in the last 2 tournaments. So it's there. It's simmering under the surface. Whether or not it continues to be hit or miss, we don't know. But I feel like 80 to 1 is a very fair number for Max Homa, who has been really, really impressive in his career. He's a 6-time PGA Tour winner. So at 80 to 1, you're getting some win equity. If he finds himself in the mix, hopefully he can get it done for us. You know, 80 to 1's a very fair price to play. It's part of the Dirty Dozen. This comments thing, I can't even read what's going on over here. Can you guys even see what the heck's going on with the comments? So I'm going to get this off again. We've got the ADD stuff going on the stream here. Okay, so I'd imagine he's going to be making it to the US Open if he wins this thing. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Max freaking Homa. That's my play on him. Just getting it done once a tournament. Can we get it done maybe 3 good rounds to get us across the line? We're probably going to need 4, but we've had 2 in the last 2 rounds, last 2 events. So there's some hope. There is some hope. Not a lot, but there is. I originally had Michael Thorbjornsen as my guy at 90 to 1, so we just switched him out for Ryo Hitsatsuni. He has made his way into the card to complete the Dirty Dozen, because you can't have Michael WD on us and then we have the Dirty 11. We need the Dirty Dozen. So Hitsatsuni doing his thing. We pull up Rio Hitsatsuni's metrics, it's just been insanable. Sensational, incredible, insurmountable, whatever you want to call it. We've got ball striking bananas. Charles Schwab Challenge, ball struck the crap out of it. PGA Championship, round 1, ball struck the crap out of it. We've lost a bit of the plot the last couple events, but RBC Heritage, 18th. Valero Texas Open, 5th. Valspar, 4th. So we'll see what he can get up to. He's not the greatest on, his different metrics are different. Easy, hard, they're kind of all the same. It is what it is. He's been balling out in round 4 quite a lot. That's good to see. What happens if we pull up Rio Hitsatsuni's profile over here? That's going to be interesting to see. I wonder what his approach play metrics will look like for us, given the fact that he is a really good iron player. And we're going to be finding ourselves doing some good work. I like this profile a lot. It looks like he's a better long iron player than he is a wedge player. 120th in the field in wedge play, but he's 38th in the field from 150 to 200. And he's 27th in the field from 200 and out. So that's good to see there. If we're looking at strokes gained from 150 and out of the rough, he's 18th in the field there. That's good to see. If we're looking for par 5 scoring, he's 50th in the field. Womp womp. So not going to be the greatest situation, but makes a decent amount of bogey saves, makes a decent amount of birdies. Not the greatest, but again, this is an 80-to-1 option. He is going to be ball striking the crap out of it, I believe. Again, not the greatest when it comes to distance. He just gets it done. Going to not necessarily fit the mold. That's why he wasn't on the original card, but now he is. You never know. Been playing some solid golf. Next up is Kevin Yu. He is going to be our next outright bet at 90-1. Kevin Yu has got some distance, 27th in the field over there, 36th in the field in strokes gained off the tee on 7,400 yard and beyond golf courses. If we take a look at Kevin Yu's statisticals, 34th in the field from 150 to 200 and 52nd from 200 and out, 24th in the field in proximity from 150 and out of the rough. That's good to see. Kevin Yu on the par 5s is 14th in the field. So if he can dominate those par 5s this week, the 2 par 4s that have been converted from par 5s to par 4s, and the extra long holes on this golf course that are kind of playing like short par 5s, maybe Kevin Yu can get it done for us. I fancy his chances. He's won the Sanderson Farms tournament, so he's absolutely got a chance to win this thing. He knows how to win golf tournaments. 18th at the Houston Open, very similar kind of a comp course. Like to see that. CJ Cup, Byron Nelson, played good golf there as well. 29th in that field. Similar kind of comp course. Those are 2 of our comp courses that we've got. So I fancy Kevin Yu this week at 90-1. Next up on the slate is Nicholas Norgard at 100-1. If we're looking for one of the longest hitters in the field, he is our guy. I believe he's sensational in round 1, and I'm going to pull him up right now. There we go. And we're going to take a look at Nicholas Norgard over here, who leads the field. He's got 10th in the field in strokes gained in round 1. Love to see that. He's a birdie machine on longer golf courses. This birdie rate is for longer courses because you're looking for venues that are going to suit this kind of a golf course. So who can make birdies on long holes that are easy? Like it's not going to play super difficult this week. I think the weather's going to be quite placid. We should see him do some good work over there. He's going to have to figure his par 5 scoring out a little bit. Not the greatest, but if we're looking for distance, he's second in the field in distance. That's great to see. If we're looking for strokes that's gained from 200 plus, he's second in the field in that department. A little sketchy between 150 and 200. That's okay. Hopefully, but that's from the fairway. I'd imagine, yep, he's 17th in the field in strokes gained out the rough from 150 and beyond. So that's good to see. Nicholas Norgard Muller, good long iron stuff, great out the thick rough. He's got tons of distance. He can get it done. Hopefully that's going to be the case. And while we're on him, yeah, he is for us as well. He's going to be a first-round leader for us at 81. Nicholas Norgard, he's 10th in the field in strokes gained in round 1, kind of shits the bed on Saturday. So this is kind of like a semi-hedge. Hopefully he can get through Saturday a bit better this time round. But he's been very, very good in the first 2 rounds of golf tournaments before ejecting and then kind of making his way back up the leaderboard on a Sunday, given his round 4 5th ranking in the field for strokes gained. So $7,500, 9% owned. I kind of fancy that. Let's get this out of the way in the meantime as we get to Nicholas Norgard Muller for a first-round leader and to win this thing. Both of those are going to be our bets on him. I need to take a quick break to have a cup of wine. I'm going to hide the screen. I'm going to get this massive thing gone. And I'm going to want you guys to tell me who in this field has lost the most total dollars in all betting markets for the last 12 months. So to win $100 every time they play in the win market, top 5 market, top 10 market, top 20 market, hit me up in the chat right now with who has been the least profitable golfer in that department. If you're part of the Model Maniac Discord, you are not eligible for an extra month in the Model Maniac Patreon because you have access to this tool. You get the free contest that gets you the worst score in the DFS contest, gets you a free one. So we got that fun little tournament going on for you guys. These are for the guys that we're trying to get in to join us over at the Model Maniac Patreon. So let me know in the comments right now who has lost us the most total dollars in all betting markets for the last 12 months. Let's see. Granted, most of you that are watching are part of the Model Maniac Patreon. That's okay. Feel free to throw it in there if you're not cheating. You know what I'm saying? I'm pulling it up right now. And the man, let them fight. I love it. Yeah. It's a name that's quite popular. So let's see you people. Let's go. Some good sweet Moscato. A little bit of bubbles. Having a good time. By the way, for those of you that will be joining, that are on the Mayo Media Network and stuff, that have hit the like, have hit the subscribe, check out Spencer and Joel on King of the Draft after this. You will get yourselves highly entertained over there. Chad Candles is Ludwig Oberg. And he's 100% correct. Let's get rid of Sahith out of here. Ludwig has lost you $1,809. And it hasn't been good. If we go to his betting profile for the last little while, let's just do 2025. Oberg has been disastrous. He's lost you. The most of that has come in the top 20 market. It hasn't been good. So, Chad, I don't know if you are in the Discord or not. Hit me up on X. Join the Discord, link in the description below. Join the Patreon, link in the description below. The Discord is part of the Patreon. That's where all my stuff is housed. The Patreon just handles the finances, all of that stuff. So I'd appreciate all of you. Yeah, Ludwig in 2024 was playing a bit better. Top 5 market was his profitable market. So far, 2025, it's been bad. The only market he's been profitable in is the win market, which was kind of like a once-off type thing at the Genesis. So Ludwig has been very, very bad in the betting market. He would have lost you. And even in the last 12 months, he still lost you $14. That's how high priced he has been. And the top 20 market, just disastrous for him there. That's where we're going. It is what it is. It's how it goes. So Myron saying, yeah, I can't get an outright under 30-41 in an event that's a week before. Yeah. Well, we are going with 45-1 and beyond. That's exactly where we're going. We are rocking and rolling. Let's go. Without you in, I wouldn't have gotten it. Time to get. Let's go. Okay, beautiful, man. Welcome to the party. We'll get you in there. Hit me up on X. I think you're on there too. I'll get you in. Or just join in the link in the description below. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's move along. Got a couple more outrights to get away from here. And then we're going to do some placements, a couple first-round leader markets, do some Q&A for the DFS side of things, and then get the hell out of here. Going to have a good, nice, solid show. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Join the Model Maniac Patreon. Use code FGD50 for 50% off your first month. There we go. There's the big, nice code for you guys. All right. EVR up to 100-1. Eric van Rooyen. Van the man. He checks a couple boxes for us. He's got lots of distance off the tee. Taking a look at his distances. He's 40th in the field, 39th in the field in distance. That's good to see. If we're taking a look at good shot weighted proximities at this golf course that make all proximities suit this venue, he's 24th in the field and hitting good shots, which is ideal for a birdie fest. You are looking for good shots. A good shot is when you gain over half a stroke on a single approach shot. Let's go take a look quickly at data golf. I want to just make sure. What is a good shot from 200 and out? Let's go Erik van Rooyen. Check his approach metrics. A good shot is over 200 yards. A good shot is 14.7 feet. So that's what you're going to be finding from Erik van Rooyen. He hits a lot of shots to 14.7 feet from 200 and out. 36th in the field in that department. His good shot rate is 51st from 150 to 200. And his good shot rate out of the rough in particular is very good from 150 and out. So he's 24th in the field in that department. So that's what we like about EVR. Very, very good with the long irons out the rough, hitting those good shots. That's nice for us. Good distance. We like that too. Plays the hardish condition courses quite nicely and was a winner at a very kind of Mexico-centric golf course out in Mexico where he did some good work over there. 23rd in the field in par 5 scoring. Nice to see that as well. So there's some good work for EVR lately. Used to be the round 4 king, now not so much. Been struggling a little bit. Finished second at the CJ Cup. TPC Craig Ranch. We like that as a comp course. So we'll see what he can do for us. EVR, let's freaking party. 100 to 1. Carl Phillips is our next name on the board at 150 to 1. By the way, most of these guys I'm a big fan of in the DFS streets too. We're going to be looking at Carl Phillips. The model doesn't like his upside. It likes his safety a little bit more. It is what it is. The DK price, not the greatest value per the model. But if we're taking a look at some very specific metrics, strokes gained putting is top 50 in the field. He's 150 to 1. By the way, all of these were with each ways at Bet Rivers with 6 places. Because we're just buckshotting this entire field. So we're just trying to get maybe 2 guys inside the top 5. I'll take it. So that's what we're looking for there. Probably wanted to play him on an easy course. Maybe this course does play easy. Then we're looking good. He's 40th in the field in distance. And he is quite good in strokes gained from 150 to 200. Leads the field. Doesn't have the most amount of rounds, but that's over the last 12 months. He's leading the field in that department. So he's a great mid-iron player. Long irons aren't the greatest, though. So he's going to have to figure it out. He's going to really have to dial in those mid-irons to really take the pressure off the rest of that situation. But he's also not terrible out the rough. But again, he's a very good mid-iron player from 150 and out. That's going to be 50 yards of the first part of that bucket are 150 to 200, where he's very, very good. So we'll see what Phillips can get up to. Not the greatest par 5 scorer. Avoids a lot of bogeys, though, on these kind of courses. So that's good to see. 11th at the Charles Schwab in his last start. So finding some form, that's good to see there. And we just like the distance at 150 to 1. Shout out my man, Golf God. I know you're a big fan of Phillips. All right. Well, absolutely fisted by Elise's new crush. Who is that? Is that Ludwig? Or Penrith, Ludd, and Clanton on my plays this week. By the way, Clanton is playing with Ludd and Rory. It's going to be a tough pairing for him in his first PJ start. They just threw him in the deep end there. Can he hang tight? Who knows? We'll see. It's up in Canada. Now, what about his poor shots? He hits a lot of poor shots. You know, that's okay. The poor shots I'm not even worried about because I'm looking for good shots. For a outright bet, I want the good shots. The poor shots, so be it. You know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, that is where we land up here. We're just looking for the best case scenario. Not looking for poor shot avoidance, probably for like the top 20, top 40 bet. You know, if you're hitting bad shots, you're going to nuke yourself out of that range. Poor shot avoidance is really going to keep that floor up there. Whereas the good shots is going to help you win tournaments, I would say. Right? Maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. Depends how hard the course plays. Mike says, it's wrong to say I'm considering shifting my right kidney to lump it all on the Sapphire Pyrite EVR. Let's go. What's up, Darbo? My man, yo. You to feed him all the eucalyptus, like Popeye spinach. Who the heck are we talking about, Jenny? Poisonous, maybe not. He's part of the... Okay. Oh, koalas do eat eucalyptus. You are correct. Next up, Alejandro Tosti. He has played very good golf at the Houston Open, by the way. He's got tons of distance off the tee. He's a solid driver of the golf ball. Quite handy around the greens. 15th in the field in strokes gained driving distance. There's no such thing. He's just 15th in the field in driving distance. We like to see that. His weighted proximities are pretty good. The rest of it is all ass. Now, it's a lot of good shots with the long irons. That's good to see. It's a lot of poor shots as well. That's toasty. It's what you're going to be getting. But he plays good golf at the Houston Open. He's got himself a 2nd place at Corrales and a 5th at the Houston Open. So that's good to see from Toasty. I think he's a great play for us. As you can see, he's got a couple top fives and a top 20 in the last couple starts. So he's playing some good golf. 40th in the field in strokes gained or par 5 scoring. That's good to see too, because these are some long assholes we're going to need to get done. So 175 to 1, Alejandro Toasty. Let's freaking go. Next up, Kato Onishi. 500 to 1, rounds out the dirty dozen. It's a play on if this course plays a lot more difficult than we expect. It's a play on if this course plays a lot more difficult than we expect. Kato Onishi. Let's take a look at his situation over here. We will be looking at Kato Onishi. And as you caught a quick glimpse of the bogey avoidance rates here, 23rd, this is 2024. Let's get this figured out here for us. Bogey avoidance rates are inside the top 44 baseline and for bogey avoidance on difficult to medium long golf courses. That's what we're going to be looking at there. Not the greatest birdie maker. It is what it is. But we like the bogey avoidance. And when it comes to hellish conditions, if this course turns into an absolute beast, he's our guy. 2nd in the field in hellish condition venues. He just grinds it out. He just gets it done on difficult courses. 500 to 1. Let's go. Let's see what he can do. All right. Let's do a couple placements. First up is Taylor Pendrith. If we pull up Taylor Pendrith's metrics, we're going to be seeing some good stuff from TP. By the way, those of you that want a guest on for the US Open or future guests, I might have Spencer and Keith Stewart back on for next week for the US Open. Hit me up in the comments. I'll be starting to invite guests on probably like every 2nd week, maybe 2 weeks guest, 1 week me. We'll figure it out. I do enjoy the solo show. I believe a lot of you guys do too. Let me know if you like the solo show. Let me know if you like having guests on, if you like a mixture. You know, I need to get your guys' feedback so that I know what I can provide you. I'm here to please you. So, get it done. Let me know in the comments after the video has gone live. Taylor Pendrith, if we are looking at a guy who has got good top 10 finish rates. He finishes inside the top 10 26% of the time. He is in the mix. He is 5th in the field in strokes gained off the tee. He has got the 12th most distance in the field. He's 32nd in strokes gained driving on courses longer than 7,400 yards. His par 5 scoring is 14th in the field. He's very, very good on those courses. His mid irons are 4th in the field. Love a good 150 to 200 yard approach shot for Taylor Pendrith, which we will be finding at a golf course like this. Like we said, got 53% of those shots coming from 175 and beyond. Let's see what he can do. Out of the rough, Taylor Pendrith gains the 39th most strokes from 150 and beyond. That's good to see as well. And his recent form, fifth at the PGA Championship, Quail Hollow, kind of like as a compy course, and then 5th at the Houston Open. Love that as a comp course. So love the guys that are, as you're noticing here, a lot of Houston Open guys, a lot of success at the Houston Open. Distance, long iron play, make a couple putts. I think I'm really going to be glomming on to guys that have played well there. And it's within the last 10 starts on the PGA Tour. So that's within a recent window of time. You know, the guys' games aren't going to fall off that much over that period of time. We will see. All right. Look at this man. A rare night. Jim Cummings, people. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Jim Cummings, the first round leader GOAT. Hello, Jimbo. Good to see you. Can't wait to listen a bit. Let's go B. You know what, Jim? Once we're done with Taylor Pendrith here, top 10 market, we're going to be rocking and rolling with some first round leaders. I'm curious on your take on a couple of these guys. Get the water into wine, play. We'll get it out there for you. All right, so Pendrith, quickly. Then we're going to please Jim while he's in the comments for us over here. So there we go. Here is Taylor Pendrit's profile for 2025. If we do 2024, it's the same thing. He's always going to be profitable in the top 10 market. Top 10s for 2024, top 10s for 2025 have been profitable. If we're looking at his last couple top 10s, PGA Championship, Texas Children's Open, boom. We're getting him at plus 250 this week for 2 units. The model's got him third in the field for upside, I believe. Let's take a look. Yep. So we love the upside that Taylor Pendrith provides us. And I'll be playing him in some maybe DFS at $9,600. We will see. Kind of heftily owned, though. Kind of heftily owned, but he's top 10 market over the last 12 months, the most profitable. From an outright perspective, I'm not necessarily in on this dude because I think kind of stumbled into his win at the CJ Byron Nelson. Ben Cole should have won that tournament, and he bogeyed, I believe, the final hole to just give Taylor Pendrith a chance to, like, he gave him the win. All Pendrith had to do was birdie the final par 5, which was a very easy hole. Let's go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so that's Taylor Pendrith. We like him a lot. What does his first round market look like? First round leader, 15th in the field in strokes gained, not terrible. We don't mind that. So we've already spoken. Jimbo's late to the party. He's obviously a back nine fan. He said first round leader Nicholas Norgard. What have we already done? We've already said Nicholas Norgard, first round leader, 6 places, boom, 90-1. There we go. We're going to be cruising through a couple more first round leaders while Jim's in the chat here, away from the kids, getting his stamp of approval on our first round market. And what we're going to be doing is just filtering on our round 1 strokes gained scoring over here. Let's clean up the screen a bit, get some extra space. And we've got Rory McIlroy leading the field. And let's just go. Folks, this is the play that's going to change us entirely. It's going to take us out of the red color of this wine and into the green. But this is going to take a miracle for this to happen. And this is the water into wine play of the year. 100 unit play. Cristobal Del Solar, 600-1 at Bet365. He's second in the field in strokes gaining round 1. We know the drill with this man. Pulling up his metrics here. He's outside the top. He's outside the 150 ranks for all 3 other strokes gained areas, but that's okay. If we go to the round by round stuff for Cristobal Del Solar, it's absurd. It's absurd. And we're waiting for this man to have a breakout. We are waiting for this man to have a breakout. If you take a look at his round 1 stuff, clicking on it over here, it hasn't been the greatest, but it's typically his better rounds. Now, if you believe in miracles, at the Farmers Insurance Open, he gained 4.5 strokes on the field in round 1. If we take away the round 1 situation, he lost every time after that. So, like, literally, if you're looking for any time Cristobal Del Solar gained strokes, Puerto Rico Open, round 1, he gained 2 strokes. Hasn't had for a while. This is why we're getting some really bad numbers, like a great 600-1 number. Let's see what he can do. Cristobal Del Solar, I believe he's got a decent amount of off the tee prowess. No, I'm lying to you. That's how he entered the PGA Tour. He was pretty solid. We're just taking a gamble on this guy. He just completely butchers everything after round 1. 600-1, you're barely having to lay anything to win 300. It's like, what, half a unit? We're just going big to win 100. It's what we're going with. I have no idea why. We are just taking it to the moon, okay? That's all we're doing. The Del Solar, I know. But Jesus, take the wheel. Take the wheel. Let's go. Hey, I put $10 down to win 3,700 on this man. Okay, this is all we're doing. We're waiting for this man to have one good round on the tour. This is all we want, and the investment is barely. I'm a glutton. 600-1. Just give me 18 holes of miraculous golf, and we are rocking and rolling. It is what it is. I understand. I understand he's not a good golfer. I understand this, but that's where we are. Okay. The water into wine play of the day. Jim saying early clicks, Norgard, Price was good. Hubbard, Nikolai, the first round goats. Okay. 2025, Mitchell, 55-1. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Let's move along. Let's do a Keith Mitchell 55-1. First round leader. He is right over here. We are looking at a Keith Mitchell first round leader situation where he has been sensational in the first round leader market. Fifth in the field in strokes gained. If we go to round one stuff for Keith Mitchell, it has been very impressive. By the way, that's Masno. We don't want him. We want Keith. First rounds, boom. Look at this. We went through this golden age, this golden period, yeah, where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds in a row, he gained over 5 strokes on the field. And after the round, he was first, second, first, and first. So 5 straight rounds, he was inside the top 2. And is actually a great course fit, too. Keith Mitchell is a great total driver of the golf ball. He's got 21st ranking in distance and top half of the field in accuracy. You don't often see good like that. If you're taking a look at his long iron play, Keith Mitchell's third in the field in strokes gained from 200 plus. So if you're looking to make a lot of birdies with 8 shots coming from 200 and out, Keith's your guy. Good shot rate from 200 and out, 9th in the field. So we like Keith. He gets it done for us. Hopefully, again, yeah, 7th in the field in par 5 scoring, 5th in the field in strokes gained in round 1. Let's go. Kind of jumping around. I'm also going to go with Ryan Fox. What does the Fox say? It says his best ranking by round is the first round. He's 7th in the field in that department. And then the Fox just smells its own hole, shits in its own hole, and it just gets worse and worse from there. 7th in round 1, 42nd round 2, 103rd in round 3, and 111th in round 4. So old Foxy just quite kind of falls down the leaderboard. So I see a lot of people betting him to win this tournament this week. Good for you guys. We're going to just kind of hopefully take advantage of him in the first round market. 4th at the PGA Championship and 6th at the Valspar in 2 of his more recent starts. 14th at the Memorial, not terrible at all either. So definitely a round 1 guy. As you can see, the steps of doom over here. Don't know how he won a alt event, but he just somehow did. So good for old Ryan Fox. We're going to go with him over there. And then we're going to go with Svensson. And he is the Jesper type of Svensson, not the Adam kind of Svensson, the Jesper type of Svensson. First round, second round stuff. That's what he does well. At the Texas Children's Open, we finished 14th after round 1. At the Cognizant Classic, we finished 5th after round 1. So we've gained a couple strokes in round 1. If we're taking a look at Svensson's profile, it's quite sexy. 3rd in the field in par 5 scoring. Going to see a lot of that this week. Remember, we're looking for distance off the tee. Jesper's 4th in the field. He does not hit it in the fairways. So you got to just nuke it out there, have a banger, off we go. We are also looking for long iron play out of the rough. It's just bad. It's just bad. Let's just be honest here. We're looking for a good 1 round over here. That's what we're looking for. 1 round, that's when he gets it done. And then it just plateaus out of there. He's terrible in round 4 and round 3. So, you know, just not going to get it done over the weekend, unfortunately. But that's what we want, is just a round 1 from Jesper. So, great course fit, in my opinion. Michael Thorbjornsson, let's get his ass out of here, delete his row, and go from there. All right, one more guy, and his name is Corey Connors. Going to go with a little bit of chalk at the top here, 30-1. Corey Connors, 3rd in the field in round 1 strokes gained. If we pull up his finishing positions after round 1 for the con man, he's not quite the con man. At the Masters, he finished 2nd. At the Arnold Palmer Invitational, 2nd after round 1. So we've seen 2 second-place finishes this year alone, and he's typically spiked in those 2 departments. So that's good to see. We are also betting these with 6 places each way or 5 places each way, depending where you bet at 365 or Bet Rivers. Got to go with the each way markets as well, because the first round leader market is so difficult to nail. Unless your name's Jim Cummings, you want to at least get money back a little bit when things go semi-right and you get a guy finishing 2nd like Corey Connors has. So we are going to be on the Jesper. But there's a Jesper scooter. We're going to ride that thing to the promised land, baby. Let's freaking go. There's Jim Signoff. I know he's just pleasing the audience, playing to the crowd. Let's have a go. The Canadian Open is magic. It could happen. There we go. From the clouds. Let's go, Jim. Thanks for tuning in, my friend. You're a local celebrity in this community with us. Round one punt, Skinsy, maybe. You know, I think. So, Keith Mitchell, top 20, definitely where we're going to be going there. I haven't quite taken a peek there. Maybe we can do a live bet on the show, as we're going along. We have some other bets, though, we want to kind of wrap up as we get to the hour mark of the show. Then we'll do some DFS for maybe the last half an hour. Moving on to another bet for us, we're going to be going with Corey Connors from the top first-round leader market to the top 10 market. If we're taking a look at what Connors gets up to, we can just filter here by, let's just filter by top 10 percentage. See who's got the best top 10 percentage in the field, not named Rory McIlroy. And it's Shane Lowry and Corey Connors. That's top 20 percentages. We're looking for top 10 percentages. Corey Connors finished inside the top 10, the second most behind Rory. So that's where we're going, to the top 10 market for Corey Connors. If we take a look at Corey Connors' finishes in the last 3 Canadian Opens, he's got 2 sixth-place finishes in the last 3 starts and a top 20. Love that. He's a prideful man. The Canadians are prideful individuals. So Corey Connors is going to be getting it done for us over there in Canada in the top 10 market. 8th at the Masters, 11th at the Wells Fargo at the Truist. Let's go. We've kind of hit a bit of neutral over here. We really saw some impressive finishes from Corey overall the last little while. You know, he was on a tear here where we had an 8th at the Valspar, an 8th at the Masters, a 6th at the Players, a 3rd at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. We're looking to get inside the top 10 again. It's been a while since the Truist. So let's bring it home. Regular events are where Corey Connors typically shines, though. If we're looking at his regular events over the last little while, for round 4, let's take a look at where he finishes. Again, we've got that Nedbank Golf Challenge, the Pro Core Championship, the Olympics, RBC Canadian Open, you know, those kind of things for Corey Connors. By the way, those of you that do use this tool, if you hold control on your computer and you just click each different situation up here, you can make it filter on that situation. So if you're just clicking on different things up here, you can include it, exclude it, or you can use these tools up here to kind of figure out. Like if you're looking for round 1, there we have it. There's everything. That's position, sorry. Looking for round. There we go. Round stuff, round 1. This tool is part of the Model Maniac Patreon package. Use code FGD50 for 50% off your first month. Alrighty. Moving along. Link in the description below. Back to our bets. Corey Connors, top 10. We've already showed you who is leading the field in top 10 percentages. It's Rory McIlroy. But we're not going to be going to Rory McIlroy in the top 10 market. We're going to be going to Rory McIlroy in the top 5 market because that is where the majority of his funds come from. If we're taking a look at the top 10 market, Rory McIlroy has actually lost money there in the last 12 months. Despite having a 66% top 10 rate, you've lost money. But his most profitable market has been his top 5 market because he finishes basically inside the top 5 every time he finishes inside the top 10. If we're taking a look at Rory McIlroy's finishes over the last little while, we can just do round 4, see what's going on over there. Granted, round 4 is not going to give us the finishing positions if you missed the cut. So Rory McIlroy, finishings, 7th, 1st, 5th. The 7th at the Truist was the first time, I think, since the 2023 Open Championship on the PGA Tour that he's finished inside the top 10, but not inside the top 5. So we've got a 1st, a 5th, a 1st, 3rd. No top 10s, no top 10s. 5th, 4th, 2nd, 4th, 1st, 3rd, 1st. You know, like this is what we're getting. It's just every time he's finishing inside the top 10. Then the BMW Championship, BMW PGA Championship on the DP World Tour, he finished 7th. And then we've got a couple more top 5. So he's just a top 5 beast. Sorry, the Travelers Championship was the last time. No, Open Championship. There we go. So yeah, you are getting a lot of top 5 equity from Rory McIlroy. I really went overboard there explaining it to you guys. But that's the beauty of betting these placement markets. And by the way, I almost wanted to make the show's name Make Placement Markets Great Again because Scottie Scheffler is dominating the win markets. And you're not really making, unless you've been betting Scottie for the last 4 years, you're making some money. The price he's going now is not going to be that great. It's going to break even basically because if he's 200 plus 200, He's going to win 1, lose 2. Lose 2. You're breaking even. He's going to win 1 in every 3 starts, which he's doing more than right now. But he has a bad 6 run. You're down. So placement markets, Scottie Scheffler can only take 1 position from the top 5 market. 1 position from the top 10 market. That's what we're liking a lot about the placements. So we're going to go Rory. He's been the most profitable in the top 5 market. I'm probably not going to go to him at 40% ownership at $1,200. I don't know. We will see. I think his price it's too good. But at the same time, that if he just has another bad round, you're playing against only 60% of the DFS contest. So that's what's going on over there. We also have Rory over there. And now, commentating nerd mentioned that we got a Keith Mitchell top 20. Let's take a look here. I think, yeah, he's obviously a great top 20 play. Keith Mitchell, where are you? Over here. So you've returned yourself $3 betting to win $100 over the last 12 months on Keith Mitchell. What has he been up to the last little while? So we had a slew of top 20s, and he's made up all of that since the Houston Open, the Valero, the Corellas, the Wells Fargo, all good stuff there. What does Keith Mitchell's top 20 market look like? We want to be looking at a Keith Mitchell top 20. As I pull it up here, taking forever. RBC Canadian. Top 20 markets. Keith Mitchell. Plus 170. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to be going with Mitchell. Top 20. Plus 170. Tires paid in full. All of these are tires paid in full, by the way. So we're going to go with Keith Mitchell, top 20, plus 170. Shout out commentating nerd for getting me on that one. We should definitely be looking at that market. 36% of the time is inside the top 20, so basically 1 in every 3 starts. That's pretty close to 1 plus 170. And Keith, as we've mentioned, is a great course fit. Great long iron player and lots of driving prowess on courses that require some distance. So hopefully he can get it done for us. Okay, that concludes the betting part of the show. Let's get to some DFS, and I'll be fielding some questions from you guys. Bring the questions. Let's hit the heat. Let's get ourselves some DFS metrics on the slate over here. Unhide these columns and get it rocking and rolling. We're going to go down here. We're going to hit some colors as we rock and roll. Let's get this in the middle and figure out where we're going. So Rory McIlroy might be an ownership fade. He's definitely playable. I don't know if I'm a massive fan of that ownership, though. That is some nasty-ass ownership. Nasty-ass ownership. 40%. But if we go over to this little handy-dandy tool over here on the 5th page of our DFS data, and we pull up Rory McIlroy when we're looking for ownership here, when Rory has been quite highly owned, he's gained points on the field quite a lot. Is this? What the heck is this? Is that 71? Yeah. Interesting how that's hidden away from us there. But 71 points at the CJ Cup in South Carolina. What are we doing here? There we go. That's better. Okay. We are looking at Rory McIlroy pretty much gaining on the field for any time he's been highly owned. 47% at the RBC Canadian Open last year. He gained 60 points on the field. That's solid. You know, I think you're looking for guys to get a lot of points on, obviously, to gain that many points on the field. The Genesis Scottish Open, highly owned, 51. But at the other times, Genesis Invitational, PGA Championship, API, we've had some mediocre rounds from a dude that's going to be $12,000, 40% owned. So, like, sometimes he pays off. He ain't no Scottie Scheffler, though. You know, if you're looking like the ownership on Scheffler seems to be a lot more palatable because his 59 points gain on the field is white. 46 points gain on the field is white. because we've got these massive spike rounds. The CJ Cup, Byron Nelson, he gained 120 points on the field. So Scotty, when he's highly owned, he's usually gaining you at least 50 points on the field. We've only had 2 clunkers, and he was ultra owned at the Waste Management Phoenix Open this year, but he was still overcoming that hand injury. So I think the hand injury is totally fixed up, and it's been sensational from Scotty. You know, like if we're just looking at his most, the cheapest he's been was when he won the PGA Championship at 23% owned. He was 13-4 though. So you're getting that. Rory's 11-9 in a field like this. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. I do know what to make of that. I think we're out on Rory. And I think I'm going to go ahead and take the yellow and make this orange. I think we're going to have to do it. Yeah. So we are out on Rory. Ownership fade. Half the time he's doing it, half the time he's not. In DFS, you need 1 week. If Rory has a bad week, although the course is tailor-made for him, you've bet him top 5, you're still going to hedge yourselves slightly there. So points gained on the field means, so I'm not using total points in DFS, because if I filter by total points, the CJ Cup, Byron Nelson, you're making so many more birdies than you do at the Masters. But you're kind of looking for, it's like strokes gained. Instead of taking scoring average, it's like strokes gained. Because scoring average, if you're playing easy courses, your scoring average can be way better than Scotty Scheffler's. But if he's playing the same contest as you, he's going to kick your ass in the same event. You know what I'm saying? So basically, it's making it so that you can compare different tournaments to each other without having the easiness of a course skew the points that were awarded to that golfer. You're trying to see, you know, like you obviously gaining, it's taking the points you scored minusing the average of the field. So it's a way to kind of avoid points getting skewed, if that makes any sense to you. There are a lot of people, by the way, this week that Monday queued for the US Open. And now they've got to fly to Canada from Columbus, from Georgia, from Florida, wherever, to Canada on a Tuesday after 36 rounds of grueling golf on a Monday. Now you're going to go land on Tuesday. Maybe you get to the course, play a couple holes Tuesday night, Tuesday afternoon, and Wednesday. Everyone else has been there since Monday. So absolutely a concern. So if you want, go check out the US Open. I might actually post it out on X. Who played in the US Open qualifying and could potentially be a little fatigued. You never freaking know. Ludwig at 23% ownership. Nope. We're just going to leave that alone. Give me Corey Connors instead. Give me Corey. Maybe not going to be a core play. Definitely playable. If we're comparing the two, he grades out better than Ludwig. He has been playing better than Ludwig as well. We're getting a lot more top 10s from Corey Connors. Not necessarily as many top 5s, but a lot more top 10s, a lot more top 20s. Ludwig has had some blow-up rounds. Massively disappointing rounds. So just looking at the overall track record entering here, in the most recent situations, Ludwig played nicely at the Memorial. If you want to glom onto a final round where he completely surged up the leaderboard, sure, but it hasn't necessarily been the greatest. On a round-by-round basis here, he gained 7 strokes on the field in the final round. He entered the round 43rd. He was 43rd and gained 7 strokes to finish 16th. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've lost more strokes than we've gained in the last little while, and it's been bad. Ever since the Masters, it's just been bad. So, I'm out. I can't do it. I can't do it with Ludwig. Maybe we play Rory, because you're still fading a quarter of the field in Ludwig, but maybe you just match the field in Rory and see how that goes. It's going to have to be a weird situation. Can we make this? Can we make a technicality here? There we go. Okay. That's kind of cheating, but you get the gist, right? Okay. Shane Lowry, 20% owned. If we're going to be playing the way we are, we're going to be wanting to stack these guys at the top here. Corey, Shane. We're not going with Rory, so we can easily kind of get that balanced build rocking and rolling. Shane, we bet him top 20 at the fucking Memorial, and he finished 23rd. Apologies there. I'll have a sip of some wine. He entered the round 7th and shot 6 over par. Was like the second worst score of his group. There were a couple people that shot 7 over. Shane shot 6. So he missed the top 20 by 1. I'm also getting really hot under this wig. Shane's got me hot and bothered. It is what it is. 20% own Shane. What are we getting? The Wells Fargo at the Truist, a wedge-intensive venue. He did nicely. What's Shane's best area of expertise? Very good wedge player, 5th in the field, 8th in the field from 150 to 200, and we are looking at the wrong guy. Shane's still the 13th best player for pretty much all areas. He's so good across every single area, actually, but particularly good from 150 to 200 is Shane. Par 5 scoring, 88th in the field. I don't know about that. So, playable-ish. We bet him top 20. I don't know. What are we getting? Give me Taylor Penrith instead. I think that's where we're going to be going. Ownership fade. Maybe we play him a little bit. I'm cheating again on Shane. It's kind of iffy. Maybe I can have an iffy situation there. Robert McIntyre. What has he been up to the last little while? We're starting to see some form from the man. Starting to find his groove. He's the defending champ. Obviously, he got the events point gained at the RBC Canadian, 59 points there. Really going to help him out on the DFS point side here. But he's really expensive. And we don't necessarily... His safety ranking is 4th, but his upside ranking for us is 10th. DK price is 5th. So I think we're probably just going to... We'll see. I really like Corey Connors at the top. And I like Taylor Penrith. I think we're going to play those two. You're really not getting any leverage. Everyone's 23% and up, 20% and up. There's no real ownership leverage at the top here. So we'll see what happens there. Bobby Mack might be an ownership fade. We're going to keep an eye on the ownership here. I like him. He is, as Kenny mentioned, defending his first ever win on the PGA Tour. Not necessarily the greatest thing. We saw Akshay completely implode at the Valero defending his title there. Maybe Bobby Mack as a Scot is more comfortable in Canada than he is in America. Sanjay M has been playing very bad golf. I don't know how he's ranked 8th in my model. The Memorial finished 6th. The Masters, he's played great there all the time. We haven't had a top 10 from him outside of the Masters. I'm out. Sam Burns. What are we really getting? You're just getting CJ Cup. Byron Nelson finished 5th. It's a little more birdie festival. Good. 25% of the field's going to be playing Sam Burns. When you could probably be playing... Rick Carey Hall is playing not as good as Sam Burns lately, but okay. I don't know. I think I'll be going to Mackenzie Hughes for sure. We'll be playing him a lot. 6%, $8,900. I'm going to take a gamble on him. Maybe we get a 3rd place finish. I don't know. He's not playing the greatest, but trying to find leverage at the top here is tricky. How good does Harry Hall fit this course? What are his 41st in? That's great. He's got better long iron metrics than Sam Burns. What are we grading him as? His upside, Harry's 21st. So the upside's lacking. Harry hasn't had a top 5 in a while. In fact, the last 12 months, he has not had a top 5. Not good. But maybe. I like Luke Clanton. I think he's the way to go. Yeah, Keith Mitchell. You know, if you're looking at Sam Burns and Keith Mitchell, give me a Keith Mitchell that's at half the ownership of Sam. I think it's going to just be an easy fade over there for Sam. And Harry Hall is definitely playable. You know, I don't mind him playing some good golf right now. But the comp course it is what it is. We'll just leave him alone. Nick Taylor, is he going to be 11% owned in the eights? I think someone asked you a question about okay, that was Goddard up. Where is this 8K question? Someone asked about 8K golfers. Who asked about the 8K golfers? Am I blind? Anyway, it's been a long stream. Okay. So Nick Taylor, the model got him graded quite poorly. So do we agree with the model? He's obviously the only market he's been profitable in is the win market. He's won so many times. There's nothing great going on. The strokes gain total is 13th in the field. That's good overall. His weighted approach play is fantastic. 21st in the field in accuracy, but I've graded distance quite a lot. So if I go to the OG model and we change a couple statisticals here, and we change distance to accuracy, what happens with Nick Taylor? What happens with his numbers? So he's 40th over there. Where is he? It only moves him a couple. So I'm not even too concerned about that. We're going to keep the distance in there. Okay. So yeah, I'm out. It's just, I don't know if this is the greatest course for him. Thorbjorn Olesen, solid stuff. He's very accurate off the tee, kind of getting it done in that department. Pretty solid across any kind of area. He's two best scoring strokes gained areas. He's third in the field in hard scoring conditions and 15th in medium. He's got good total driving. He's middle of the field in distance and top quarter in accuracy. That's good to see. Like that. Iron play, not the greatest overall. You know, it's just he struggles, I think, out of the rough. What's his par 5 scoring like? Solid. Good stuff. Wyndham Clark has been playing terribly. I'm out on him. Kurt Kitayama just refuses to get inside anything better than the top 20. Congrats on the 5th place at the CJ Cup. Byron Nelson, 7% owned. Maybe I would say he's playable. I like him as a leverage option. 7%. You know, he's got some juice there. It's tricky out here, friends. It's tricky. Alex Noren, I like him a lot. He's solid, and I think he's one of the more accurate drivers of the golf ball too. Yeah, 33rd in the field in accuracy, and his weighted strokes gain metrics. He's a great iron player. Great iron player. So Alex Noren's definitely playable. All right, probably gonna moving along. Chris Goddard up. I like him. Like he has played the Open qualifiers though, but he's got tons of distance off the tee. Great, you know, in that department. Great off the tee in general. Good ball striker, but you know we lacking in other departments. Good par 5 scorer, so that's good to see. 28th at the Charles Schwab, 15th at the Byron Nelson, 18th at the Corrales, 18th at the Houston. Yep, son. Might even be a core play. Let's see. We will see. We will see. I'm cheating with the color coding here. Max Homer, 14%. Ugh. Bet him outright for 6 places. Call it a day. You know, he doesn't give you the safety that you're looking for a guy that's going to be 15% owned. So, yeah. Oh, Sites asked about the 8K range. Oh, yeah, we go. Okay. So, yeah. Here's the 8K range. Who do we like in the 8K range? Making you guys all dizzy, yeah. We like Mackenzie, Noren, Kurt Kitayama, Chris Goddard up in the 8K range. for sure. Like that a lot. Matt Wallace, yes. Sign me up at $8,000 as well. Give me that dude in the 8K range. Some solid form entering the week. Not the greatest at the Houston Open, but very good out the rough. That's good. He's obviously a beefcake. The guy's ginormous. Got a massive chest. And it's a lot of green in regulations for this kind of a golf course. So 57th in driving distance. Very inaccurate, but solid iron play. You know, I think Matt Wallace is definitely in play. Davis Riley still kind of grading out quite poorly in the model. Found his groove at some point and then lost it. So if you're in the mood for Davis Riley, I don't know. Thomas Dietrich hasn't been doing much for a while. He's grading out quite poorly. Kevin Yu, though. I like Kevin Yu at $7,800. Like him. Jake Knapp checks a couple boxes, but the upside is just not there right now. Hasn't had a top 5 in the last year. That's not good. Justin Rose, we play him at Oakmont. I'm just going to play him in majors right now. He just doesn't have the series. Like, he shot 80 at the Memorial and then shot 66 the next day. Maybe play him in Showdown. I can't do it with this guy. I love him. The upside is 12, but that's majors. You know, the Masters are doing that. Like, if we pull up Rosie's stats, the majors, you know, like, you're just looking at majors for him. He's gaining over stroke in the majors. It's good stuff. But the regular events, not so good. You know, it's like, I like him as a major play. That's my Rose take. 7% isn't terrible. John Kiefer. He's going to have a $7,800 guy just show up as 10% owned. I understand he's been playing good golf on the Corn Ferry Tour. Canadian guy, I believe, played well on the Canadian Tour. So that's what's going on. Rory not available. Who you like in one and done? Thanks as always. No problem, Thomas. I like Corey Connors. And I like who are my outrights? I think I had 2 of them that I really liked in the outright market. I like EVR. I really like as a random one and done. But if you have everyone available to you, yeah, I like Corey Connors at the top, and then I kind of just like a couple of my outrights. You know, I don't know. It's a tough event to kind of pick a dude to win this thing, if it's not Rory. You know, so yeah, we'll see. What's up, Kevin, my man? What's up? All right. I like EVR. I think he's going to be my guy this week. Let's take a gamble on him. Like him on these long courses. Good long iron player. Good distance. Moving along. Jake Knapp, no upside. Justin Rose, no. Ryan Fox are going to be ownership fade. Like him in round 1. Think he's going to kind of just tumble down the leaderboard as the week unfolds. I like Gary Woodland. Give me him. I like Ryo Hitsatsuni. I like Taylor Moore. I like Nicholas Norgard. I like all my plays, all my outrights in the 7K range. Let's go. Cameron Young at 20% ownership. Okay. No. Ownership fade, whatever you want. We haven't had a top 5 from him in forever. What is he giving us? Solid golf. Nothing fantastic. Truist Championship, he gained a couple strokes there and finished 7th. How does he grade out from a weighted strokes gain perspective? You know, he's a wedge dude. 41st in the field in wedge play, 113th from this proximity range. A lot of that's going to be coming from there. And then 125th in strokes gained from 200 plus. Like, his long iron play is completely gone. Obviously, he's going to have played well at the Truist with a wedge intensive venue. Not this week. So that's an easy fucking fade, you know, if you ask me. So that's someone that we out on easily. And the sevens. Like EVR, obviously. Rico, I like Rico. At this point, Benny on 6%. Ugh, what are we getting from him? He's just been all over the place. But give me, like, he's got a similar profile to Cameron Young. You know, like, not that this is a different course. Vince Whaley is playing better than Cameron Young. Wow, Vince Whaley is actually playing some good golf right now. In the last 3 starts, he's finished inside the top 15 in all 3 of them. Hello, yes, potentially could be a core play. What has Vince? How's he done this? Oh, we got Vince and Vincent. The double. Okay, so it looks like it's just Vince of late. Wow, Vince has gained strokes in his seven last rounds. He's gained strokes since the Valero. He's pretty much gained more than negative 0.3. Like, he had 1 bad round in round 1. Wow, Vince. And it's all been short game, ball strike. It's just been a total package. I'm going to take a gamble on this man. I like him a lot. Like, a lot. I think at $7,400, like, off of Cameron Young, what are we doing here? Like, give me this dude who's a 5th of the ownership over Cam Young. You've been playing better than him too. We'll see. Tigala, neck injury. You know, you don't want to fly in an airplane in economy class. He hasn't been making enough money to fly in a private jet. So I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know what his deal is. McCarty party. The model is a fan of McCarty in a big way. He shows up quite quickly. 15th in the field in upside is old McCarty. Got a 44% top 20 rate. That's great for a guy that's $7,200. I'll get his tee time fixed for us there. He's Matthew and Matt in different databases. It's a bit of a disaster. Byron Nelson and Masters, we got 15th and 14th finishes there. 52nd at the Houston Open. At 5% owned, give me him over Cameron Young. Again, like, we're getting similar results. Give me this dude. So I'll take him. Playable. Absolutely. Who do we like elsewise? We kind of filtering now on our upside rankings over here, kind of just avoiding those situations. Give me Lee Hodges. Absolutely. Given his like overall track record, Lee Hodges makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. So Lee Hodges is a definite play if you're playing like 20 plus lineups. Stephen Fisk offers a bit of love. Do we have any 6K plays? Justin Lower. Oof, hasn't been playing the greatest lately, though. Jesper Svensson also played nicely at Houston. Charles Schwab, he's starting to find his groove. Give me some Jesper at 7,200. I think that's the thing. If you're kind of just going balanced, you don't have to really get into the 6K range. Who can we find, like, who's checking some boxes in the 6Ks? Patrick Fishburne, but he's missed 4 cuts and finished 5th. So that's what you're getting from him. Patrick Rogers at $7,200. Again, just giving you nothing better than a 15th place finish typically. Gary Woodland at $7,700 we like already. Danny Walker, potentially a good play. I like him at 6K if you're looking for a 6K option. Charlie Hoffman, no. It's brutal. It's brutal. It's brutal out here at the bottom. Don't have a lot of 6K options grading out the greatest. Mateo Manaceros is going to give you like mediocrity. Top 40 at the Houston Open. Hasn't played a lot of golf. Thomas Rosenmuller is an interesting name at $6,500. We'll see what he can do. His last couple starts, he's had some really good rounds and some bad ones. So we just got to avoid the bad ones. Got some good ones in there. So the short game is a problem for him. It's typically what's letting him down. He's a good ball striker for the most part. He's $6,500. He's one of the cheapest guys. He's the first cheap dude that's grading out nicely for me. So we'll go with him. Yeah, like nobody, like absolutely nobody mentions him at all. Is a good play for Patrick Rogers. Yeah, couldn't agree more. Adam Svensson. Max Homer. Like, you know, what are we getting there, really? You know, we do bet him outright. Spoken about that already. Jake Knapp, nothing better than a 27th in the last little while. Chris Ventura seems like an appealing option. He can be a ball-striking beast, for sure. Slapdick Rogers. Yes, shout out to the big guy. There we go. Cheers, my friend. Give me Alejandro Tosti at $7,100. Look at this. You're getting like crazy good upside over there if you get the right Toasty. Davis Riley. Joel Damon. Give me some of him. You know, at $6,800, I think you can go with Joel Damon. He's a good long iron player. Very good long iron player. From the fairway, 40th in the field in that department, and then 7th from 150 to 200. Now, is he going to find himself in that department because he's not necessarily the longest dude in the world? 126th in driving distance. I don't know if he's going to find himself in the 150 to 200 yard range. You know? Antoine Rosner. Very good in that department, and he's got some distance to get himself there. Good, accurate drive of the ball. His ball striking's got to be, yes. What has he been up to? Yep. 13th at the CJ Cup, Byron Nelson. 33rd at the Valero. Like, give me Rosner. I don't care if he's 7% owned. That's a third less than Cameron Young. Playing better than him. Better ball striker. Great long iron player, I would imagine. Leads the field in strokes gained from 200 plus. Fuck yes. Let's go. Might even just lock this guy in as a core play right now. Let's go. Just relying on the ball striking. If the putting shows up, we're great. If it doesn't, it struggles. Very bad short game. But there's some hope. There is some hope out there. Then, where are we in the rankings here? We're up in the 80s now. So, I think we can kind of call it a day over there, unless you guys have any other questions. But Play Profit X Play, as always, we're going to be chatting about them. I'll be popping out all that stuff on the Model Maniac X account. We're going to be looking at some serious options over here. If you're in the mood for some really juiceless situations, you can go to NHL. We can Florida Panthers versus Edmonton Oilers. You're not going to find better odds than this. You know, you're really getting some really solid options in that department. Anytime goal scorers, you can request those. Shots on goals, you can request those. Saves, also doing their thing. If you're looking for NBA futures, you got that. We got NBA specials. We're looking for NBA series prices, series winners. You know, you're getting some solid numbers. Do we have a actual NBA play? We don't. But here's the golf markets. You can find some outrights as well. Tomorrow they'll be dropping the over-unders for all of the different golfers for a single round over-under. I'm kind of fancying the unders. If they give us anything around level par, I'm going to be going with the under for sure. What else is there on here? You got UFC. You can, you know, like, you got all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff. We're going to really be excited about this when it comes to the US Open, because there'll be placement markets, and the placement numbers are just a million times better than any other books out there when it comes to golf. So my bike trip is usually around the Open Championship when I do RAGBRAI, the Register's annual great bike ride across Iowa, RAGBRAI. Did 12 miles yesterday, getting back in the saddle. Going to be hoping to kind of lose a couple pounds and get into some shape, because it's going to be a fun time. All right, friends. Use code FGD50 for 50% off your first month at the Model Maniac Patreon in the link in the description below. Congrats to Chad Candles who's going to get in the Model Maniac Patreon. But I'll still join your contest in DK, by the way. And then we're going to have a good time. All right, friends, let's have a banger. We're going to have some great bets out there. I appreciate you, sites. And let's do this thing. It's going to be a good week in Canada. And I am going to absolutely dominate the US Open content. I'm going to have so much fucking information for you people. You're going to tell me to stop. You're going to want to consume so much of it that there's going to be just too much to consume, that I'm going to put you in a position that you'll never want to be in as a golf nerd. So if you're in the mood for that kind of pain, I've got you covered. Check me out in the Model Maniac Patreon. Check me out on the X account. I'll be popping out some threads. We're going to have a good time. Having a goodie. Mike's Cutbuster as we get the hell out of here. These are all guys to make the cut. Pendrith, Mitchell, you, Fox, Whaley, Hoey, Norgard, Nojgard. That could be 3 different people. Phillips, Rosner, EVR, and Gordon and Park. Jesus. For 320 to 1. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, friends. I appreciate you. Check out the Draftcast, the King of the Draft, after this on Mayo Media with Spencer and Joel. I'll be jumping on with Keith Fleming on the Daily Six Pack Show here in 25 minutes as a little last-minute deal. Going to be always fun to chat with Keith. And then let's do this thing. It's going to be a good week. I'll catch you guys for the US Open next week. Check out my Back Nine Bets channel as well. I'm going to be doing a research stream for sure for the US Open. So it's going to be a fun time. Catch you guys later. Peace.